From day one of this ludicrous case against Trump, the Manhattan DA has been pounding on the canine corpse, trying desperately to resuscitate it. Look, he's still breathing, so pay attention and watch him do tricks. But it's not working. The case is flatlining. And that's because Alvin Bragg's approach was to indict Trump first and find a crime later. One problem: there's no crime. And David Pecker's testimony didn't help the prosecution. And it was particularly delicious, I thought, to see how uncomfortable one CNN host got when one of his guests spoke the truth about the case.
He's taking the wind out of the prosecution's sails and showing there was this relationship that had nothing to do with sort of a quid pro quo.
And Beauvais is asking Pecker to confirm that the concept of catch and kill was not talked about at the August 2015 meeting at Trump Tower. That's correct, Pecker says.
Right. Beauvais is doing a great job of just bringing out facts that undermine the government's theory.
Pecker confirms that Trump and Cohen did not pay AMI any money in connection with the story from a former doorman at Trump Tower.
Well, got to interrupt when you don't want to know where it's going. Well, they are getting nervous. The lawfare being waged against Trump seems to be totally backfiring. And so disappointed commentators who kind of bet the farm on this are just left sputtering. Even, and this was really great this morning, offering nasty jabs after Trump's sweet birthday greetings to Melania.
One thing I want to point out, the first thing he did was wish his wife a happy birthday and said he wished he could be with her. She could be there. Any number of his family members could be there at this trial at any point. They've all chosen not to be at this trial.
They've chosen not to be. Really, John, really? That's as good as you can do? Now, it's bad enough for Trump to waste his time in a sham proceeding. Why on earth would he want to punish his family, punish his wife on her birthday? Oh, come sit at the trial. Happy birthday. How ridiculous. But all day long, media personalities who had hoped that this case was going to help sink Trump were themselves sinking right along with Alvin's case.
Having people be reminded of just how crazy the 2016 campaign was. And it's not clear the impact it will have.
The question is, what does this actually do for voters come November?
Right. The campaign is the courthouse. The courthouse is the campaign.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Well, yeah, the courthouse is the campaign, but not exactly as they hoped. The left thought that the endless lawfare against former President Trump would effectively neutralize him, obviously take him off the trail, but really, really hurt him. So Biden essentially wouldn't even have to campaign. The trial would campaign for him. But it's the other way around. This case shows us once again, how dangerous it is for our judicial system to be used as a political battering ram.
You expect the lead witness to really set the table for the jury. But, you know, in both relationships and trials, first impressions matter. What's the first impression here? They've been talking about something not in the indictment, something that's not a crime, and actually their star lead witness seemed to help the president. We're left on Friday wondering what's the intelligent design here towards conviction. And one thing that would help if you would just tell us what's the crime.
Don't you love Turley? Now, with much fanfare, Alvin Bragg announced this indictment last spring. Y'all remember it. Hoping to use his legal campaign against Trump as, I think, a springboard for higher office. But in the end, he'll be just known as another untalented lawyer who thought his ambition and liberal connections would hide the fact that he has no case. But if you're going to try to take down one of the most formidable political forces America has ever seen, you better show up with more than David Pecker, that goofball Michael Cohen, and a few canceled checks. And that's the angle.